Hi, I'm Matt with Those Damn Guys, and today I'm reviewing the Nakitek Game Saver Plus. If you don't already know what the Game Saver Plus is, it's actually a save state device for the Super Nintendo, which allows you to flash a save state instantaneously just as you would in an emulator. Now, one of the benefits, and the key benefits of the software, is that a majority of the games support the quick flashing. Not all games do, unfortunately, and that's kind of one of the downsides and where it takes a turn for the worse with this. So the games that don't allow for the quick flashing, you essentially have to enter in a code just as you would as a Game Shark or a Game Genie, and it can kind of be tasking because you have a whole sheet that consists of nothing but game codes for the individual games. So yeah, that's kind of a downside. The other piece to this is that you can speed up and slow down the gameplay for those older games where you may get some flashing on screen, so this is allowed to counteract that. So it's actually really nice to have. With all that in mind, the Game Saver Plus should not be looked at as a save bank for all of your high-level saves. This is really on a per-game basis, and the moment you remove your game, your save state is gone forever. Game Saver Plus, the controls couldn't be easier, and since there's not a lot of information on this device online, I'm going to go ahead and give you a rundown of what it looks like on the controller. So in order to save your state, all you have to do is press and hold the select button and press the right shoulder button. In order to load your state, all you have to do is press the select button and then press the left shoulder button, and this will instantaneously load your state. In addition to loading and saving states, you can actually turn on a slow motion mode. In order to do this, all you have to do is press and hold the start button and press the left shoulder button for regular slow motion. And for an alternative slow motion, which usually resolves flickering in some older games, press and hold the start button and press the right shoulder button. And despite having to enter some nuclear launch codes for a few select games, it doesn't get much simpler than that. So this is the Game Saver Plus. Now there are some differences between the Plus and just the regular old Game Saver. One noticing is this power cable. The previous Game Saver you actually had to power separately, which was a pain in the butt for a lot of people. This allows a pass-through. So you take the standard SNES adapter, plug it into the back here, and then you plug this into the back of your console, keeping it all in one contained unit. Now the other thing you'll notice, which is actually different from the Game Saver as opposed to the Plus, is there is a 6 AA battery pack back here that allows you to save your state and take it on the go. Just like the Game Gear was, this is a battery killer, and I do not recommend this functionality. In fact, I've heard some people say that the batteries will only last around 10 minutes on the go. You can actually turn this on with a little on and off switch that allows you to keep that save. And as far as I know, you have to keep the cartridge plugged into the game you're playing for it to even keep your save, which is very unfortunate. One of the best parts of this, and I think is going to be a seller for a lot of people, is this port on the back. It's actually universal, meaning that if you plug this into a US Super Nintendo, you're going to be able to play import games just as well as you will be US games. So while the idea of this device is actually fantastic, I will say it's not without flaws. There was a couple games that I played, including Goof Troop, to where I went to do a quick save state and it actually froze the entire game, making me have to start all over again, which is terrible for a game that doesn't actually have save spots to begin with. So while it was inconvenient at times, the majority of the time it actually did work and did what I needed it to do. So while it's not a flawless piece of hardware, it'll get you where you need to go. Back in the day, these would be considered kind of hard to find since they're sort of a niche item, but that's not really the case anymore. I've actually seen a bunch of these on eBay from anywhere between $20 to $30, and I actually picked mine up at a local mom and pop game store for about $25. So while not all games support the quick save state functionality, and portability is a little bit iffy, it's still a pretty neat device to have on hand. And whether you currently import games, or you plan on doing them in the future, it's a pretty excellent adapter to have to eliminate having two consoles in order to play import games. Overall, I give this Game Saver Plus a meh to a sure. It really depends on what you plan on doing with it. To download our copy of the Game Saver Plus codes or for other cool videos, head over to thosedamnguys.com. If you actually enjoyed this video, please like or subscribe, and if you have something you'd like us to review, leave it in the comments.